What's up guys, Vila here back again with another video, and today I just wanted to make a quick recap video on everything that we went over today in the intro to box fighting. Now, these skills will help you guys get into box fighting, but box fighting is more than just a game that you play in creative. It's something that you're going to encounter in a regular match, whether they're playing solos, duos, squads, whatever it is. And it was very basic, most of the stuff that we went over, and I just want to recap really quick in case you missed it. You can take this and come in here and practice it. But the first skill that we did was holding a wall, okay? And this might sound basic, but sometimes when someone's shooting at us, we put up a wall and then we pull out our gun, and the next thing we know, the enemy is shot through that wall and they're shooting us. So if you're being shot at, you want to start listening to the person that's shooting, identify what weapon they're using, and try to figure out when they're running out of ammo, and then you can go on the offensive. But really quick, how to hold the wall, you guys should already know this, but if you don't, just pull out your build for the wall, your wall build, and go ahead, Johnny, shoot my wall. And you're just going to hold down your build key while he's doing it, while he's shooting it, and it's going to keep replacing. Keep going. All right, go ahead and stop. Now you might notice some bullets are getting through, okay? Because they have changed the delay between the time that the wall is broken and the time that it can be replaced. There is a fraction of a second. If he was using something like a drum gun or a minigun, more bullets could get through, or if multiple people were shooting at me, say we were playing duos or squads, or even solos where people are just focusing you, you could have bullets coming through your wall and actually hitting you. So one thing that you could do is just try to be a harder target to hit. Go ahead, Johnny, and shoot at my wall again. So while I'm holding my wall, I'm going to keep moving to make myself a harder target to hit in case some of those bullets come through and he's aiming at me, he'll miss. Go ahead and stop, Johnny. All right. The next thing that we went over was layering, and I made a whole video on layering, but really quick, what this means is what I'm going to do after I build my wall is I'm going to jump up onto a ramp, and this is going to provide a second level of cover when he starts shooting at me, but I'm going to switch back to my wall build and still hold my wall. So go ahead, Johnny, shoot at my wall. Keep going. So you saw a couple of bullets got through there and hit my ramp, but I'm holding my wall. Notice I keep replacing the wall every time it goes away. Keep shooting, and then eventually my ramp will be broken, and I switch, build the ramp, and then go right back to holding that wall. Go ahead and stop, Johnny. All right. Now I think we have instant reload on here, but what you want to also be doing is, like I said, identifying the weapon they're using and listening for how long it takes for them to run out of ammo, and kind of know when they're going to be running out of ammo. And that's a good opportunity to either go on the offensive or to retreat. And so we went over how to become offensive. In this case, go on the offensive, not how to be offensive. I know how to do that too. But Johnny, go ahead and shoot one clip at my wall, okay? So I'm listening. I realize it's a submachine gun. Go ahead. A whole clip. And then I know right about now he should be running out, and then I could go to my ramp and then get above him and then take a shot, all right? The other way that we were doing it, go ahead and shoot at my wall, Johnny, one clip. We were jumping up on a ramp and then holding the wall again, and then he runs out and I come up and I can take a shot, right? So these are skills that we worked on, not only holding the wall, building the ramp, but the timing, and then that's something that you guys can start utilizing. Now, if you were to retreat, it would be something different. Maybe he's spraying your wall and you are boxed up in a box fight situation, and as soon as you hear him run out of ammo, what you could do is come out, edit out the backside and get into another box, right? So putting more layers between you and the enemy, that would be more of a defensive strategy if you are low on health or something like that. We actually didn't cover that today, but it's just something you guys should know. The next thing we went over is right hand peeks. Okay, this is a really useful strategy, and in fact, I think most of you probably have done it once or twice, whether you've known it or not. But this being a third-person shooter, meaning we can see our character and our reticle, our crosshair, is on the right-hand side of our character model. So since it's on the right-hand side of our character model, we want to be peeking from the right-hand side behind a wall or something like that, or some structure, because our crosshair will come out before our whole body is exposed, where if I'm peeking at him from the left, notice that in order to shoot him, I have to expose my body to him before I can get a crosshair on him. So right-hand peeks are really useful because you can see your opponent when they cannot shoot you, and then you can peek, hit them, and then duck back into cover, usually before they can react. Now, really good players can try to predict this in pre-fire. So we also went over a method where you could do a jump shot. Same thing, you see them. The trick to set it up is to aim low. You could also do this like all on the fly, but if you are new to this and you want to figure out how to aim while jumping, aim a little bit lower, like down where their feet would be, and then when you jump, the crosshair would come up closer to their head, right? So instead of just doing a regular right hand peek, you can aim lower, jump, and hit him with a shot like that also. So the drill that we did was we would have each player take turns spraying at the wall. When the person ran out of ammo, then we would go and try to take the right hand peek. So Johnny, go ahead and try to take my wall. I'll spray at my wall, 1 clip. So he's spraying, I'm listening. I know he's about to run out of ammo. And then I would try to get the right hand peek and hit him with the shot, right? Now this is all without editing. Obviously, there's a whole nother level to this when we get into box fights on doing edits and taking shots. And we introduced some of that. The next skill that we went over is how to, instead of a right hand peek, would be a top peek. So you're looking over the top of a ramp, something like this, where I can see him. Back up just a little bit. That's good. I can see him and he can't shoot me, right? Right now, Johnny, can you see my head at all? Would you be able to hit me with a bullet? Johnny? No. All right, you can stop, you can stop, you can stop. So the idea here is when you're on a ramp and you're crouched, you're looking at the person, they can't see you, but you see where they are, so you can aim, and then you stand up, take a shot, and then duck back down. And this is a skill that we worked on with the group today, where we were holding our wall from behind a ramp. Johnny, go ahead and spray the wall. And as we knew he was running out of ammo, we got up to the top, crouched, stood up, hit him with a shot, and then crouched back down. So we're not exposing ourselves very long. We can see the player before they can see us, and these are just useful skills, not only for box fighting, but just in one-on-one combat in general. The next skill that we went into was a little bit more advanced, but in my opinion, a little more effective and faster, which are jump shots. So same situation, holding my wall from behind my ramp. Johnny, go ahead and spray my wall. And when he runs out of bullets, he's going to stop shooting. And then from about midway up my ramp, I can actually do this. Jump. And I can hit him. And there's very little chance he's going to be able to react to that. So from here, I can see where his model is. Aiming a little lower if you want to make this easier on yourself. Or if you want to try to do it all in the same time, tracking the player. But aiming low, jump, and you can take a shot. And it's very hard for him to react to that. The next move is a little bit more advanced. It's the only edit that we showed for jump shots in box fighting. I think most people know, if they've gotten into edits at all, that you can, run through your box by making bottom corner edits or bottom floor edits, or even doors. You can edit windows to take shots and things like that. But this is what's called the Peanutbutter edit. It's probably one of the most popular moves in box fighting, and that is the top 3 corners, so that you can use this either for a right hand peek to take a shot, or what we are showing it as is to do a jump shot. So in this case, Johnny, go ahead and spam my wall, 1 clip. And then from here, he's reloading, right, in a game. I edit the top 3 tiles like this. And then from here, I can see him jump, hit him with a shot. Okay, and same thing, you can aim lower if you want to not have to worry about moving your crosshair as much. But this is a very effective peek because you can see through it. And because you can jump, it's much more difficult for them to predict that jump. Okay, so that's the Peanutbutter edit. Another right hand peek, we didn't really get into it, but if I did edit a window, instead of editing a window like this and shooting him, where there's that fraction of a second where I'm pulling out my gun and he could predict this and shoot me in the face, what you want to do if you're going to make that window edit is make it from over here, and now I have a right hand peek and I can peek out and hit him with a shot like that. Okay, so those are the skills that we went over today. I hope you guys will be able to come to the next one. We're going to be doing these periodically just to give you guys some things that you can work on when you go into these box fights that we're going to be hosting in Zone Wars and creative customs for people of various skill levels. And I hope you guys will participate. I think the people that did today got something out of it. And I think saw one person said that it was very helpful for them. But we want a whole range. We're going to start with some very basic fundamental things and then gradually build off of that. But the idea, guys, if you're going to be working on a new skill, and I've gone over this so many times in stream, but if you're working on a new skill, pick 1 or 2 things, work on them, practice them in a controlled environment like creative like this, right? And then once you've got to the point where it's pretty good rhythm, you're not making a lot of mistakes, then you want to go into a high repetition dynamic environment like box fights or Zone Wars. So what I mean by high repetition is in Zone Wars, you're getting in fights all the time, right? Whereas if you just went into a solo match, you know, maybe you land in a hot spot and you can get into a fight pretty quick, but you're only getting to a handful of fights every game, where in zone wars or box fights, you're getting to fights frequently. So you can practice, and the downside if you fail is just you just die and you spectate for a little bit and then you're in the next game. So you can keep practicing, and if you make a mistake, it's not a big deal. And then once you're able to successfully do those in that dynamic, high repetition environment, now you can start implementing that into your gameplay, and it'll be something that will just happen without having to always think about it. Because in the zone wars and box fights, when you're trying to learn a new skill, you have to kind of remind yourself, like, okay, round starting in 5 seconds, let's really focus on that new jump shot that he was showing me with the Peanutbutter edit. So any situation you get into where you can put this into play, you should be trying to do that. So if I was to learn this skill, I would just come in here, and you don't, it's good to do it with a friend because they're moving and stuff, but I could just sit here and just work on doing Peanutbutter edit, jump, shot. Move down to this one, Peanutbutter edit, jump, shot. Right? I could work on this skill until I became quick with it, and then go in and play box fights or zone wars and make that my goal to practice that and work on it. And then eventually in a game, it would just happen naturally. So I hope this was helpful, guys. The people that did participate today, thank you so much. Everybody who tuned into the stream as well. And am I hurting you over here? All right, guys, that's it. Enjoy, and I hope you participate in the next one. See you later.